Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas y bienvenidos. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, ya lo saben, cuando estén viendo esta parte del contenido. Hoy es un día especial para vosotros, los participantes, los equipos en Liza, en este concurso, en este test, en este challenge que os estamos retando desde hace un tiempo. Ya sabéis, Salesforce Commerce Cloud and MuleSafe Challenge. Tenemos a un montón de equipos en Liza ya trabajando duro. Y una de las cosas que hemos venido repitiendo a lo largo de estos contenidos, si nos habéis seguido, es una palabra importante para el entorno de Salesforce, como es Headless. Así que hemos tenido que echar mano de uno de nuestros expertos. Ahora lo vamos a presentar. Los estáis viendo aquí en pequeño en la pantalla y también arriba con nosotros. Él es Igor Faletski, es el VP Product Management de Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Y hoy vamos a tener una sesión especial, va a ser en inglés, ¿vale? Con él, porque es uno de los máximos expertos a nivel mundial del tema Headless. De hecho, él es el CEO fundador de Mobify. Mobify, una compañía recientemente adquirida por Salesforce. Así que Salesforce sigue sumando, haciendo esos kits. Y de Headless vamos a hablar con Igor, de Headless and de Composable, para enamorar al consumidor, como aquí ponemos en el titular. Dar las gracias a todos nuestros partners, a todos los que nos estáis viendo, Salesforce, MuleSoft, Accenture, Capgemini, OSF Digital, Everis Entity Data, Home4U, Omega CRM, BAS, Viseo y nuestro training partner, ISDI. Yo te saludo, Alberto Martín, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Miembro de nuestro Sanedrín, del equipo de Salesforce Commerce Cloud. ¿Cómo estás, Alberto?
Hola, Samuel, encantado de estar aquí tanto contigo como con Igor. Seguro que vamos a aprender mucho hoy sobre Headless y el Composable Commerce.
Nos hemos visto obligados a llamar a Igor. Él está en Canadá, nos hace el favor porque ahora cuando estamos grabando esto son las 7:30 de la mañana y él tiene un duro día, pero bueno, quiere estar con nosotros, con vosotros, para dar muchos tips, muchos consejos, así como siempre, papel y lápiz para apuntar. So let me introduce you now in English, Igor Faletski, VP Product Manager, Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Hola, ¿cómo estás? How are you?
Hey everybody, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time. So, thank you for your time, for your tips, and thank you for being here with us and with Teams. So, let me launch you the first question. First question is, why is composable and headless commerce more and more important each year?
For sure, great question. So e-commerce, as all of us know, has been growing like crazy the last decade, especially the last couple of years, and really turned the importance of digital storefronts to a whole new level. Because when digital storefront is your only storefront as a brand, it's very important to have an amazing experience that's unique, that's fast, and as a developer, it's important to be very agile in how you can update it and evolve it. So the idea of composable and headless commerce is using APIs to develop amazing experiences, to have more performance in your site, and ultimately as a developer to move faster and faster, putting different systems together to have really amazing best of breed commerce architecture. So it's just a new way of development. It is much faster for developers to bring their innovation to market, and ultimately the shoppers get a better experience with amazing commerce, content, personalization, technology from different vendors integrated. So composable and headless commerce are here today, and they're only going to be bigger over the next few years.
Nice. And one question, Igor. You said that the headless commerce and composable commerce is a trend. So we know that there are other trends, like, for example, progressive web apps. We would like to know about this trend, about this progressive web app, how they are different than what we call native apps that we have in our mobile phones, and also what are the different types of business outcomes that they drive this?
For sure, great question. So I guess with headless, you're going to develop with APIs. So what are you going to build? And there's a range of experiences that we see customers building with APIs on the web for native app stores, for augmented reality, virtual reality, etc. And progressive web, in particular, is the term that Google pioneered about 5 years ago, has been growing every year since. Essentially, it's bringing app experiences to the web, to the browser. So going to a website, instead of going from page to page to page, waiting for slow load times, is a single page app that can work much quicker, much smoother, have features from native apps like push messages and offline mode, and generally feel like a next generation experience. So we've been seeing more and more brands every year choose progressive web apps as their next kind of high-end web experience. And the outcomes from that are just happier customers that can come back more often, order more, and have a higher cart size, and also seeing higher rates of conversion, especially on smartphones and mobile devices. So it's something that just feels like an experience from the future. It's a bit more complex to build because you have to develop with tools like React or Vue, obviously with APIs, but the result is really amazing. And I think that's going to be a new bar for experiences on the web, and especially in e-commerce over the next 2 years. And then native apps are still great as well for loyalty, for big brands that have a big community that really wants to have an app on iOS, for example. They can do things in store that are still not as easy to do with progressive web apps. But I would say it's more of a niche strategy, and progressive web app is just a good investment because it improves experience on your main storefront, where the traffic is going from search, from email marketing, from social campaigns. I think it's a really great way to get a better digital experiences to the majority of your audience and of your shoppers. So definitely take a look at progressive web apps.
Sure. I think we already are experiencing that because we already have customers with Commerce Cloud using these progressive web apps, like in UK, W.H. Smith is a library. They sell different books, and they already have this experience where, as Igor said, the load of the pages are much faster, and they are getting better user experience inside the mobile app, the mobile web app. So it's really interesting, I think. To compare with the world of the B2C and the B2B, what are the first the similarities and the difference between the B2B and B2C commerce when it comes to this headless commerce and this new digital experience? What are the comparison between that?
Yeah, so B2C commerce obviously has been growing really fast for some time, but now we're seeing B2B commerce actually grow even faster because many businesses in B2B space could not reach their consumers through usual channels in the pandemic, and they're trying to understand their path to consumers directly. And I think it's fair to say that headless is going to be a bit further ahead in B2C space for some time, because this is where you have huge audiences and mobile devices that want to transact with brands and get amazing experiences. What's definitely certain is that those experiences will come to B2B commerce a few years later. So all your investment in learning headless for B2C is going to eventually translate into B2B, because it's going to have the same high bar for shopper experiences, for progressive web apps, for commerce and content, just a few years behind, I think. So headless and composable is definitely a trend that spans B2C and B2B, and it's a great, I think, investment for any developer to understand how to build composable solutions using headless.
Yeah, I think we are seeing this trend for the B2B to have to get the experience of the B2C world, and I think with this headless, we will get it soon. I think with all of our customers. And now I would like to move to this hackathon and to get some tips to get some tips to these developers that they are participating in this hackathon. How these developers can get to start quickly with this the development of these progressing web apps and inside the Salesforce Commerce Cloud, how they can do it.
Right, so yeah, it's a super exciting hackathon. Thank you to all the teams that signed up for it. So as you mentioned, I joined Salesforce through acquisition of Mobify, where I was a founder. Mobify focused on building headless front-end platforms, and we thought it'd be amazing to bring the power of Mobify to the Commerce Cloud audience and make it easier to build progressive web apps. So we actually launched our first couple of features to make that happen. We have a progressive web app kit, WA kit, which is a fully open source React storefront that we provide to Commerce Cloud customers that's pre-integrated with commerce APIs for checkout, for search, for instant recommendations. So it's really easy for a developer to get started and have a pretty mature headless storefront up and running. So as part of the hackathon, you'll get access to that, but also just go to GitHub and check out the repo for WA Kit and see how we built it. And we believe it's just really important to take away this important but not very differentiated work off developer shoulders, so you can focus on building amazing, unique features that only your demo or your brand will have, versus the foundation which we can take care of. That's the first part. And the second part is we provide something called managed runtime, also included with every Commerce Cloud deal. And that's our super high scale Amazon Lambda service environment for serving traffic for progressive web apps anywhere in the world, and quickly updating sites in production and staging with just one command line command, and sending changes from your local development environment to anywhere in the world. So managed runtime is very easy to launch a storefront and not to worry about scale. We can take billions and billions of GMV for customers on managed runtime because of storefronts is so performant. So once again, you don't have to figure that part out. You can focus on the experience. So with the hackathon, you'll get your sandboxes and you can start developing this amazing headless end-to-end solution and get to full headless storefronts much quicker than in the past.
That's incredible that we are not only giving the tools to develop with this React, that also we are giving the platform. They don't have to worry about that. It's totally scalable, reliable. It's really amazing. You are doing an amazing job with that. Yeah. Related with also with the developers, why a developer with experience in other e-commerce platforms should take this advantage of this hackathon to learn about the Salesforce Commerce Cloud, or the Headless Commerce, the PWA kits, etc. How do you see this?
Yeah, I think it's really a next generation approach to building a modern commerce architecture, right? It's not just giving a set of APIs to the developer and saying figure out everything else about the storefront. We believe in what we call a complete, composable, and connected approach, where from the get-go you get a full tool kit for creating a headless storefront with the e-commerce platform itself, with all the APIs you need, with front-end frameworks and middleware, with an API gateway, all pre-integrated. And if you want to replace a component and bring in a vendor to do content management or AI or Reddit reviews, you can definitely do that in the storefront or by extending our APIs. So I think we're going to see more and more platforms kind of follow our lead here and offer a lot more tools for headless versus just one little part, because ultimately we have to deliver a full architecture with an amazing fast shopper experience, which is probably more difficult than headless because there's more different APIs, security concerns, scale concerns, etc. And the Commerce Cloud approach, I think, is really novel and is making it much easier for developers to get to maturity with headless architectures with way less work and way less complexity. So I think it's a good investment to understand this decoupled model that we bring and learn these cutting-edge tools with WA Kit and managed runtime that we now have as of September offered to all Commerce Cloud customers.
That's great. That's really nice to hear that. And finally, related with the landscape of headless, and we know that several competitors are promoting and having this speech about microservices, headless commerce, composable commerce. What do you think that Salesforce is differentiated to the rest of competitors that are also inside this headless landscape?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I think we're the only ones that offer a complete, composable, and connected approach here. So we do have a really rich set of e-commerce functionality out of the box. So you don't have to get 3 vendors to do it. You can just use our APIs and do it with us. It's composable because you can take out parts of the architecture that you want to bring internal systems for, or third-party vendors, and kind of have this great best-of-breed architecture. So you're not restricted by what we have. It's just a foundation to start with. And then ultimately, it's connected to some really important core systems. For example, we have a customer data platform, or a CDP, that comes with Commerce Cloud, and that's something that is API friendly. So every time you use Einstein for creating recommendations. We also help you put together a profile of the buyer that can be used later in marketing, for example, personalization outside the e-commerce website. So I think we take a holistic view into what's really required to have a mature digital storefront architecture, and it gives developers full control over what parts they want to use from our tools or bring in third-party vendors. And lastly, it's connected on the data layer, on the application platform layer, so you don't have this issue with multiple vendors that don't really work well with each other, don't really support fully. So I think it's just a good model for the business and for the developer team altogether. And hopefully you like building on this platform and developing amazing storefronts with adquirida managed runtime. And I'm sure we'll build amazing demos together for the hackathon.
I hope, yes. And so I would like to add one more question, and is what tips or what suggestion you give to these participants related with what they can create, or what do you think is interesting to see in this hackathon?
That's a great question. I think I really love seeing examples of commerce kind of being amazing on the web, but then going to other touch points. So I would definitely encourage our participants to explore, how social commerce works, how live video commerce works, if you can integrate e-commerce with different messaging applications, because increasingly there is just a range of digital channels that shoppers want to engage with brands through. And I think we're just scratching the surface on what's possible kind of outside the web. So I definitely want to take a look at hackathon projects that tackle social, tackle live video, as well as amazing progressive web apps as well, because this is where the traffic is today.
Totally. I think the possibilities are endless. They can create a lot of great things. So I think it was really interesting. Thank you so much, Igor, for your time and for your acknowledgement. I'm sure that all the participants will be really happy to hear you and to learn from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And one last plug. We have a new developer website that we launched recently at Salesforce called developer.salesforce.com. That has all the APIs from different Salesforce products. So it's MuleSoft, it's Commerce Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Heroku. It's all finally one spot on a really amazing, fast documentation website. So please take a look and see if you can also weave any other Salesforce products or use Salesforce platforms in the hackathon to help you make progress quicker. So developer.salesforce.com, check it out.
Okay, good point. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you. And if you come here to Spain anytime, we want to meet you in person. Obviously, to speak more about Headless and Composable and whatever you want, Igor.
Sounds good. Look forward to see you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.